Thank you, fellow Republicans. Now let me introduce my family, and you can sit down and relax or do whatever you want. But thank you for the power of your prayers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. I thought that Mikey and Marcella did a pretty amazing job. I thought Brandy and Aaron did a pretty amazing job. And we actually had a little video with my grandsons, but we'll show that another time. But they're here in person to help out. So this is Crew. Crew, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Attaboy. That's Jax. Jaxie, come on over. You want to say hi? Say hi, buddy. Hello. And that's Nash. And of course, this is our son-in-law, Matt. Matt, thanks so much for being here. And of course, our son, Jack, and his lovely wife, Kelly. We're so blessed to have a wonderful family and so blessed to have all of you. Okay, thanks, guys. They still have to hear my speech. All right, thanks for being here. All right. No floor demonstration, but you still have to listen to the speech. Thank you all for being here today. It's such an honor to serve you in the United States Senate. And as I said, it's so wonderful to have all of my family here, Mikey and Marcella, everybody. And with your help and with your support, we're working to bring North Dakota common sense back to Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it. In 2000, when I first ran for governor, things were very different in North Dakota. We were losing jobs, losing people, and our per capita income was 20% below the national average. Early in my first term, we had to cut every single budget through a process called allotment. And do you remember the Democrats' plan to turn things around at that time? Who remembers? It was the Youth Initiative. Remember the Youth Initiative? Their plan was to pay young people $5,000 to stay in North Dakota, whether they had a job or not. How does that sound? Our approach was very different, wasn't it? Our approach was to make job creation job number one. We said North Dakota can compete with anyone, anywhere, anytime, and win. We targeted 5 industries for growth: value-added agriculture, advanced manufacturing, technology-based businesses, energy, and tourism. We implemented a comprehensive energy plan, Empower North Dakota, and we worked to build the best business climate in the country. Our economy started to grow, our state started to grow, we gained jobs, and people moved back to North Dakota. From a low point of about 613,000 in 2003, our population has grown to 750,000. That's an increase of nearly 140,000 people, or about the population of the city of Fargo, which, by the way, I think is a pretty great city, don't you? Huh? What do you think? As we grew our job base and our economy, our revenue grew as well. We were able to fund our priorities and build strong reserves for a rainy day. And it wasn't because we raised taxes. No. The fact is, we cut taxes. It was the rising tide that lifts all boats. So as a country, we have to do the same thing. We need to get back to the fundamentals. America has always been the best place in the world to do business. We need to make it the best place in the world to do business again. Today we have too much regulation, too much taxation, and too much government. We need to reduce the regulatory burden and make it easier to do business. We need to reform the tax code to make it lower, fairer, and simpler. Lower tax rates empower entrepreneurs and small businesses across this great country. We need to reduce our debt and deficit, and we need to balance our budget. How about a balanced budget amendment? Does that sound good? What do you think? Balanced budget amendment was one of the first bills I sponsored in the United States Senate. And I've been working to reduce spending through sequestration, which is across-the-board cuts, just like allotment. We've reduced our discretionary spending by $400 billion and cut nearly $1 trillion off our annual deficit. But we must do more. We need to combine more savings and reforms with a growing economy to truly get our debt and deficit under control. That's why, to get the economy going, I'm working hard to cut the regulatory burden. For example, I was able to write and pass legislation that defunded the interpretive rule for waters of the U.S. to help our farmers and our ranchers. Love those farmers and ranchers! Right on. We passed the BLM Streamlining Act to facilitate oil leases on federal lands, and we lifted the 40-year-old ban on oil exports. Think how important that is to our oil industry. Right, Kelly Armstrong? That's important. We also passed a long-term highway bill for the first time in a decade, and we passed a bill to replace No Child Left Behind and end the Common Core mandate. It directs money back to the states and gives control back to the local school board where it belongs. We also passed $680 billion in tax relief, including making Section 179 expensing permanent for our farmers and ranchers and small businesses. Wave that sign, Brandenburg! Wave that sign, buddy! All right. That was the number one tax relief priority for small business. And small business is the backbone of this country. Backbone of this country, and the backbone of our state. And I've worked hard to support our men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line every day so that we can feel safe here at home and abroad. And would everyone who has served or is currently serving our great country in the military please stand? Our veterans, our men and women in uniform, stand. Let's show them the love they deserve. Let's show them the thanks they deserve. Let's show them the respect they deserve. I'm working in the Senate to reform the broken VA system to provide more choices for our veterans seeking care and to ensure that red tape in Washington, D.C. does not keep our veterans from getting the medical care and the long-term care they deserve. These are all important steps, but there's so much more to do. We can, and with your help, we will turn things around in Washington, D.C., just like we did in North Dakota. We can, and with your help, we will get America working again. We can, and with your help, we will put North Dakota common sense to work in Washington, D.C. We can, and with your help, we will stand strong with our veterans and military, the greatest military in the world. We can, and with your help, we will restore that shining city on a hill that President Ronald Reagan described as our great nation. Thank you. May God bless North Dakota, and may God bless America. Thank you.